A very good Saturday afternoon to you. You're watching KTN Weekend at 1. My name is Najma Ismail. Now, in a show of unity of purpose, Muslims in Mombasa congregate with their Seventh-day Adventist counterparts. The purpose to preach peace and demonstrate that regardless of faith, race or color, a nation is bound by a common denominator of peaceful coexistence. John Juma reports.
It was a rare occasion as a section of Muslim leaders gathered at Tudor Cliff Seventh-day Adventist Church, not only to fellowship with Adventists and be preached to, but to also teach the importance of peace, love and good neighborhood as stipulated both in the Holy Bible and Holy Quran.
We will remain Muslims and you will remain Christians, and the atheists will also remain atheists. I don't think it is a big barrier that we cannot live together regardless of those differences.
Mbona tuwazozana? Muislamu anazozana na Mkristo, Mkristo anazozana na Muislamu, Mkristo anazozana na Mkristo, Muislamu anazozana na Muislamu.
For the past 1 week, a team from the SDA Church, together with a group of Muslim clerics, have been conducting public religious teachings to the gathering at Tudor Cliff grounds with the clarion call, Common Word for Peace.
Ikiwa watu wanatakana kueneza amani, wenye dini basi ungekuwa mstari wa mbele. Na ndio maana wakaamua kuja pamoja ili kwamba waunde kikundi kinachoitwa Common Word for Peace.
There has been a lot of turmoil, misunderstanding, the so-called stereotype, and all the bad definitions that would befall a society like ours.
The religious leaders say the efforts to maintain peace should not be left to the government alone, but every individual and organization must play a role to enhance peaceful coexistence in the country.
We as the religious leaders, we have a lot to do, and we haven't done it yet, and we have now started to do it. We are going the whole of the country to make sure that each and every brother from each tribe and race embraces peace and peaceful coexistence.
The initiative comes at a time when the country is healing from a series of past terror attacks, some of which were aimed at creating religious tensions and conflict in the country.
Sote ni ndugu wa baba moja. Leo hii kama sote tunatoka nyumba moja, kwa nini nimchukie ndugu yangu kwa sababu ni Muislamu?
As they call for other religions to follow suit, the Common Word for Peace team is heading to Malindi before traversing the entire country.
Malindi kule kwa sababu ya mizozano ya kidini kumepigwa marufuku hata ya mijadala ya dini, na ninatuma mabwana hao waende wakaeke mkutano wa amani ili maosiesi kule na county commissioner pamoja na governor kama anasikia habari hii aweze kufungulia watu wa Mungu waweze kupata faraja la neno la amani katika mioyo yao.
John Juma, KTN, Mombasa.
Now, Deputy President William Ruto toured the lower eastern part of the country where he challenged the region leaders to work closely with the state to achieve development and alleviate poverty in the region. Addressing a rally in Boni constituency, the Deputy President urged the residents to shun political sideshows and concentrate on achievement of development goals, adding that it is time to serve Kenyans no matter one's political party affiliation. Ukambani region is perceived as a wiper and opposition region where co-principal Kalonzo Musyoka commands popularity in what appeared as wooing the residents to embrace the Jubilee government. Ruto said that election period was over and that it is time for all leaders to serve Kenyans so that the country can achieve its development plans across all the 47 counties. Ruto, who had earlier laid a foundation stone for the construction of David Mbiti Technical and Vocational Training Institute, said that the government has put more emphasis on promoting quality and affordable education for all, adding that education is the key to empower the youth for more developments in the country.
Kwa sababu unataka maendeleo yaje huku kwetu. Mimi kama governor wa Makueni ninajua kwamba we must do business with the national government. kwa sababu hiyo serikali ya national ina 85% of the resources na sisi tuna 15 na hata kuna wengine wanataka kupunguza iwe 10.
Kushirikiana na county government, tuko tayari kushirikiana na viongozi wale wengine wote mliowachagua kufanya kazi na wao ndio tuweze kutimiza mahitaji yenu, mipango yenu na mipango ambayo tunataka taifa letu liweze kupiga hatua ya kwenda mbele. Tuko pamoja jameni? Tumekubaliana? Maneno ya siasa tutakuja kuongea wakati ikifika. Sasa tuongee vile tutapata maji, vile tutakuwa na madawa, vile watoto wetu watasoma, vile tutajenga barabara. Hiyo ndio ni ya muhimu sasa.
Now, let me take you to Nakuru County, where a man has been jailed for 75 years by a court in Nakuru for defiling his 12-year-old daughter. 42-year-old David Chege was accused of defiling his daughter and infecting her with HIV and AIDS on January 12, 2013. During the hearing, the girl told senior resident magistrate Judika Stanthuku how the accused came home drunk and raped her and threatened her to keep quiet. The little girl instead reported the matter to her grandmother, who then reported the matter to the police. A doctor who testified in the court said the minor had injuries in her private parts and was also HIV positive, an indication that she was defiled. Chege was sentenced to 25 years for the rape of his daughter and an additional 50 years for infecting her with HIV.
In a beastly manner, robbed his daughter of her childhood. This child, having person faces a second count of
Interior Cabinet Secretary Joseph Nkaiseri has challenged Baringo East leaders to spearhead a return home program of area residents who flee to neighboring communities. Nkaiseri says host communities accommodating Baringo East residents are feeling pressure on their resources. The Interior Cabinet Minister issued this statement when he toured Baringo region, where nearly 20 schools have been closed, affecting almost 6,000 students. This occasioned by insecurity, accompanied by area leaders. Nkaiseri urged the local leaders to be on the forefront in ensuring security in the region is maintained. He warned them against partisan, divisive politics that may plunge the region into a war-torn area.
Ndege hapo ile ilikuwa kwa shule wazee wanyeyo. Our aim is to make sure that peace return to this county.
And the leaders of Baringo East must talk to their people. They must make sure they start to go back to their areas. Everybody must go to his own area. The government cannot accept impunity.
A family in Lamu wants the government to clear the air over the mysterious death of their daughter. 22-year-old Margaret Njeri died last Sunday, succumbing to injuries inflicted on her 4 weeks ago, allegedly by police officers who were enforcing the dusk to dawn curfew in the county. And as KTN's Francis Untomo now reports, residents want the curfew lifted and those responsible in the death arrested.
The government insists that they want to have a curfew as they're doing. Then we suggest they declare a national disaster and they should provide food and cash subsistence to the people of Lamu because they are restricting our citizens from earning their livelihoods.
The dusk to dawn curfew in Lamu is raising concern among the county's residents. While it's argued the curfew is to enhance security, locals feel it has become counterproductive. Residents are now pointing fingers at security officers enforcing the curfew, who alleged high-handedness after the mysterious death of a 22-year-old girl at the hands of the police. And no story captures the grimmest picture than Mama Miriam Njeri's agony. She lost her 22-year-old daughter from alleged police brutality.
Mimi ndiye mama yake marehemu, na mpaka sasa mwanangu bado yuko mochari, na sasa tunajiandaa safari ya kwenda kumpumzisha. Lakini changamoto iliyoko ni kwamba bado hatuja clear the bill, which is about 2.3 to 2.5 ambazo wanazotaka.
We meet with the family at Pandya Memorial Hospital, Mombasa, where the body of the deceased is still lying. The late Njeri was a victim of police and border tough war. It is alleged that after the border she had boarded defied a police order to stop. A police officer hit her with the butt of his gun. She then fell into a coma until her death last Sunday.
Now, the family is left with a bill of over 2 million shillings with no sort of assistance from any quarter. As an organization, Haki Africa and the family of Margaret are appealing to the government, are appealing to the President of the Republic of Kenya to come to the aid of this family and ensure that the bill is sorted out so that the family can get the body for burial.
Njeri's family continues to agonize as the alleged killer is yet to be apprehended. Even securing her post-mortem results has been a hassle, given the fact that her death was occasioned by a directive that was supposed to ensure her security.
Mimi hata kama ingewezekana haraka iwezekanavyo, kwa sababu kuweka mwili pale unaendelea kunitia machungu. Kwa sababu nikiingia Pandya ninakumbuka mtoto wangu yuko mocha.
Lamu residents want a reversal of the dusk to dawn curfew imposed in July last year after the brazen Peketoni attack that left over 100 people killed.
Curfew huwa umuhimu wake zaidi ni kuangalia na kuzuia, kupatia serikali nafasi ya kujipanga. Lakini pia nastaajabu kuwa miezi 8 mpaka leo serikali haijajipanga kuweza kulinda maisha yetu na mali yetu.
Even as the national government continues to shield its mission to restore law and order, one thing, however, remains clear. Residents want normalcy to return to Lamu. Francis Ontomwa, KTN, Lamu.
Now, Donald Wanyama will go down in history for achieving what no one in Mount Elgon has ever done before, attaining the ultimate mean grade of A in the just-released KCSE examination results, a first of its kind in the larger Mount Elgon constituency.
He makes history of earning not only his school, Kipsis High School, but also the Mount Elgon constituency's first ever A in KCSE. 18-year-old Donald Wanyonyi is on top of Mount Elgon quite literally.
I was working hard for an A because, first of all, I knew if I don't work hard, if I don't pass, I'll let my parents down because they are looking at me, they are telling me that you are our hope. And so I just said to do it. Now, when I came to Form 1, and I was told that since the year 1989, the whole region of Mount Elgon has never gotten an A. And now, you see, that one I took it as an inspiration to me. And I said, now, if the mountain has never gotten an A, then what do? I'm going to get it.
Yani nimekuwa na furaha tangu hiyo siku yenye matokeo ilitokea, hakika mpaka saizi. Sijalala, nimekaa tu nikisema sijui ndafanya nini walimu wa shule kwa sababu si kawaida.
Wanyonyi surmounted all odds to be ranked among the stellar performers. His school, a sub-county school established in 2001, lacked some of the most basic structures and equipment to make it competitive. With no library and laboratory, the institution is basking in the brilliance.
Kama wanafunzi tukitoka nje hata kwenda tu hapo nje tunajisikia vizuri sana, hata mtu anakuona hata ujiwezi, lakini kupitia sifa yake tunaheshimiwa sana.
Leo nina furaha sana kwa mwenzetu Donald Wanyonyi ameinua shule yetu, shule ambayo ilikuwa haijajulikana lakini sasa hivi imejulikana. Ni shule ndogo sana ambayo haijajulikana Mlima Elgon.
Kwanza nimefurahi kwa Dona because ametuweka high, si ati nini. Amefanya tusi wengine tumekuwa na challenge. I mean, I personally nimeona kwamba inafaa tusome, si mchezo, because kwanza kidogo issue letu ni ndogo lakini kumbe tunaweza perform na moiji.
According to Jacob Wanyama, the DO of Cheptais district, poor transition from primary to secondary school is one of the region's biggest challenges.
But we lack, for example, we don't have a laboratory. Most of the practicals are just demonstrations in classes. So there's no way the government can say that we can rank students from national, from sub-county schools or small schools with those ones of national schools. It is unfair.
And on his future,
I really desire to go and do a course in medicine. If it will be elusive, then nursing.
For Donald Wanyonyi, this canteen has literally paid his fees, and it's safe to say that he has been the biggest beneficiary. But his story is not just a story about a big grade from a small school, but a story about possibilities from the least likely of places. Dorcas Wangira, KTN, Kipsis High School, Mount Elgon, Bungoma.
Now, a generation of elderly Maasai in Kajiado County are walking for miles to beat the ignorance bug by attending classes far away from their place of residence. KTN's Timothy Otieno caught up with the people of Iwauso village in Kajiado County who traverse tough terrain to get basic skills of reading and writing.
Under the scorching heat of the Kajiado sun, little Emily walks back to class. Her 4-year-old brother Julius tags along not too far off. Soon enough, the afternoon lesson begins. But this is not Emily's classroom. It's a room full of adults 50 meters from where Emily's school is. Adult education here is sprouting at a fast rate.
Amekuja hapo kwa sababu mimi lengo yangu nataka kujua Biblia. Hajui Biblia kabisa. Siku hizi nasoma kabisa Biblia. Kitu kingine nataka kujua language kama Kiswahili ama Kizungu. Kwa roho yangu nataka kujua Kizungu sahihi hajui. Lakini kesho nitajua.
Maria is not the only one. Women here walk for kilometers to get basic education. Esther Osoi walks gingerly. Her destination, this church that for today has been converted into a classroom. She keenly takes note of the proceedings after walking a long distance to get here. The 28-year-old is 7 months pregnant, but that has not stopped her from seeking the all-elusive gift of education.
Kitambo kabla wajue wapewe hii masomo, wakiandika namba ya simu wanatumia letters, initials, kama star, kama wanatumia 20, wanaweka 03 hii ni fulani. Lakini wakati walikuja kuanza hiyo, wakaanza kujua sasa kuandika majina ya watu.
Esther is not alone. This class registers about 37 adults who come to learn how to read and write. 45-year-old Simon Olekaru is one among them.
Hata wengine walisoma, hata walizaliwa bila kujua. Hata mimi nikaona lazima nijitahidi mpaka nijue mimi pia kusoma.
He has left his cattle at the field. For him, these lessons are a chance at redemption. Not too far off, another villager is heading to an adult class, this time in Basil, 6 kilometers from Kajiado town.
Sikukuwa naelewa. Manake moja kuongeza moja iwe mbili inakuwa ni dictator, haipatikani. Unaleta kitu ambao unaitwa half. Hayaoni. Hiyo ni gisa unaleta.
The father of 8 says he lacked an opportunity at an early education because his parents despised his disability. But now he's learning progressively.
Nasamani singeweza kuona chochote ile. Singeweza kusoma. Nilikuwa naenda kuandika dukani, nilikwenda kununua au kwenda kwa risero, ni kununua chombo mpaka huile ndio atanifanyia hesabu aniambie.
The county is among those with low literacy levels in the country, and the residents are not taking the matter lying down. It's a 2-hour journey that residents of Kajiado and Samuel make each and every day in their search for literacy, their determination for education seemingly unstoppable. These classes are organized by the Bible Society of Kenya and has seen over 100 residents graduate in a period of 2 years.
Kuna changamoto kidogo kidogo kama vile hawa watu ni watu wazima, kwa hivyo wakati mwingi kwa mara mingi wanaenda kuchota maji, wengine wanaenda kuchunga. Kwa hivyo mara mingi tuwapati wengi kwa darasa.
Mara mingi wakati wa kiangazi mara nyingi tunashinda kuja darasa, lakini tunajaribu kuja.
It's an area that children and adults go to class to alleviate ignorance and enhance communication skills. The adults insisting that without the knowledge, the entire community is doomed. It's a treacherous journey that these villagers make each and every day in their quest for education. Their thirst for knowledge, they say, leads them to such structures where they can get at least basic education to help sustain them in their livelihoods and make their dreams valid. Timothy Otieno, KTN, Ewaso Kidong, Kajiado County.
Time for a break now. We will be back with more news. Welcome back. We go to sports now. Anthony Kipto added Kenya's gold medal tally to 2 after clinching the men's 1500 meters on the second day of the Africa Junior Championships in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Kipto led a Kenyan wanted since Gilbert Kimoi won silver in the same event. Kipto was timed at 3 minutes at 43.98 seconds, while Kimoi finished in 3 minutes 44.59 seconds. Ethiopia Charla Ragas was third. Egypt's Mohamed Hamza Magdi set an African junior shot put record. He also won the event 2 years ago at the inaugural African Youth Championships in Wari, Nigeria. In the last event of the day too, Uganda's World Junior 10,000 meter champion Joshua Cheptegei weathered a spirited challenge from Kenyan Davis Kiplagat to win the race. Cheptegei clocked 29 minutes 58.70 seconds to Kiplagat's 29 minutes 59.32 seconds. Now, rugby enthusiasts are on their way to Nakuru for this afternoon's Kenya Cup rugby semi-finals. The opening match at 2 p.m. pits KCB RFC against Pan-African Strathmore Leos. Title holders and top fry Nakuru takes on Cabra Sugar in the second semi-final from 4 p.m.
After 13 weeks of energy-sapping action, it has come down to the best 4 teams, one of which is title holders top fry Nakuru. The Nakuru-based side won the rights to host the semi-finals after skinning KCB 23-20 in the final match of the regular season. Under Dominic Abimana, the Wanyore will take on this season's debutants Cabra Sugar in their bid for a third successive Kenya Cup final. Cabra Sugar have surprised everyone with their impressive performance so far this season. Despite losing to Wanyore 13-10 when the sides last met, the Sugar Millers will be content on claiming the scalp of the hosts. The other semi-final of the day between KCB RFC and Pan-Africa Strathmore Leos is expected to be equally thrilling. The Bankers who lost the final game of the preliminary round to Nakuru Club will be seeking to move one place better. The Ruaraka-based side will welcome back Andrew Amonde. Amonde missed several matches since he was with the national sevens team. Having lost to KCB 17-38 in their last meeting, Mitch Ochola has asked his boys to turn the tables. The varsity side finished third going into the playoffs. Bidi Odhiambo, Tony Owor and Mike Wanjala are expected back into the team after missing the last 3 outings due to international duty. Robinson Okenye, KTN Sports.
Life in some parts of war-ravaged Somalia is slowly returning back to normal. A football match staged recently between Namisom police and a local team from Darkanle region helped to show that normalcy is slowly creeping in residents of Darkanle district in Banadie region of Mogadishu, where entertained officers from the police component of Africa Union Mission in Somalia, AMISOM, and their counterparts from the Somali police force competed in a football match against residents' team. It was a tussle of a different kind for a force that is synonymous with policing Somalia alongside their counterparts in the Somali police force. All that took place amid tight security. The adrenaline, however, raising but entertaining match saw the youthful Darkanle team outdo their opponents in ball possession before a cheering crowd. When the final whistle went off, AMISOM police had lost 3-0 to Darkanle. The winning team received footballs which are meant to be give the youth an opportunity to engage themselves in more meaningful activities such as sports. It is in line with AMISOM policy.
Now gather together and play football, enjoy themselves because of the relative peace that is existing in Somalia today. Our expectation is that we need to put the youth closer to the security forces so that they work with us in fighting crime in Somalia and finally peacifying Somalia. That's what.
Well, that's it on the weekend at 1 this afternoon. My name is Najma Ismail.